Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you the easiest way to import a table into a TeX document. I'm showing you the way that I prefer to do it because as great as TeXMaker is, as great as LaTeX is, I really find their method for manually typing out tables is it's pretty cumbersome, it's pretty time consuming, and it's pretty tedious. So just by way of example, here is a paper that I wrote a long time ago. You can see it's got a lot of tables in here. If I had to manually type this into LaTeX, it would have taken me hours. Just as an example here, let's look at the code for this table here. You can see there's just a lot going on. There's this H-line command for the horizontal line there. There's an ampersand in between every single data point. There's double lines here to go to a new line. If you've got a large data set, you're going to lose your mind typing it in this way. So what I prefer to do is I actually create my tables in Microsoft Excel. I get them looking the way I would like them to look, you know, whether I want borders, whether I don't want borders, that type of thing. And then once they're in there, I use a utility called Excel to LaTeX, and I can just export that from Excel and dump that straight into my TeX document. And I don't have to do any of that coding at all. I get it the way I want it to look, and then I just dump it straight in. So I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to skip a couple steps, but it's pretty straightforward. The first thing that you'll want to do is go to the ctan.org website, ctan.org, and you'll want to download a utility that's called Excel to LaTeX. I'll paste the link for this website in the description, but if you just Google Excel to LaTeX, it'll probably be the first thing that pulls up. Once you're here, you can just download the utility. It's going to be a zip file here, so find it in your downloads folder, and then you'll want to unzip that file. Within there, you will find a file that's called Excel to LaTeX.xla. That's an Excel add-in. All you need to do is double-click this file. It will open up in Excel. It'll give you a couple prompts to enable this add-in. You need to allow it to run macros, that sort of thing. Once you enable that, you should see it in Excel. Where you're going to find that is under your Add-ins tab. You'll see a couple new options now to either convert all stored tables to LaTeX or convert table to LaTeX. So once you've downloaded that, double-clicked it, you'll see these pop up in Excel. Pretty straightforward from this point. So I have my sample table here that I've just created. All you need to do is highlight the data that you want to put into your TeX document, click the button, Convert Table to LaTeX, and you can see what it does is it spits out all of that ugly code, including the formatting, for TeXMaker. So I don't have to type anything. I've already typed my data in, and that's all I need to worry about. Then you've got a couple options here. You can copy it to the clipboard, so you can just copy and paste in. You could save this code to a file if you wanted to access it later. I'm just going to copy it to the clipboard, and I'm going to go back to my TeX document that I was working on before and say I wanted to incorporate that right into my paper. And now when I compile this, you'll see that it puts the table over in my TeX document exactly the way I had it in Excel. So we've got sample data right there. Really straightforward, really simple. You can play around with it a little bit. It gives you this option here. You can see it says add caption. If I wanted to, you know, write my own caption, I can say, hello, here is my table, and recompile. Or, you know, I can just comment that line out and delete it. It gives you a couple other options here, but that's really the easiest way to do it. I wouldn't spend any time with any more than, you know, just a few data points typing out a table manually. I might do another video to show you how to do that if you want to, but really, if the biggest time saver here is just to download that Excel to LaTeX utility and use that method. If you've got any questions, just put them in the comments below and I will read them and answer them. Thanks.